Welcome to the Conversations Mastery. It is I, Coach Rahm, here to give you a dose of wisdom and empowerment. Together, we will find accountability, reliability, responsibility, and respect for ourselves. By standing on principles, we never lose balance. So let's make a stand. So good day, fellow Renaissance men in the making. Over here, it's a casual sunny day for 2024, which means there's a bunch of relaxed and chilled out people all over the world. Yeah, finger food, snacks will soon be sold out. And there will be several barbecues here in Georgia. 420 landed on a Saturday. So that's all the more reason to take a seat somewhere in this weekend in festivities. So hope your pharmacy ain't dry, or you may call it your dispensary or your guy. I'm just about to serve a fresh dose of insight. Some facts today. Today is the official launch of Conversations with Coach Rahm. Soon to be your favorite urban radio podcast host. Maybe not. You might just hate me more than you love me, but hey, come and tell me. Don't keep it to yourself. Today we're gonna deep dive and explore on just, I guess a good intro would just be, why do I call my group, my business, the Renaissance Masters Renaissance Masters Group? So I'm going to break it down for y'all. I go by Coach Rahm L. Moore for my full government name. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I just wanted to let y'all know that I have a heartfelt love and compassion for just hoping that everybody can be better than they were the day before. I don't care who you are, okay? White, black, Asian, ugly, light skin, dark skin, you big, heavy set, chunky, I don't care. You, to me, have something inside you that's greater than all these objects that's vibrating at a high frequency. And I'm not gonna get too deep because some of y'all just already done hit the button to get out the room and stuff. But for those who love me and those who care about the message, those who want to be something great in the future, those who stand for the Renaissance Masters Group, I'm just going to give you a dose of what we're getting into. What do you know about Renaissance? I named this Renaissance for a reason. And so let's go ahead and get into it. So, all right, what do y'all think about when you think about the word Renaissance? I know some of y'all are like, I don't even know how to spell it properly all the way, but it's cool. R-E-N-A. Just start there and then fill in the blank. It's 2 S's. Now, if you think about it, Renaissance usually, to me, depicts some type of art renovation or art revolution, okay, where things start to have certain colors. You see a lot of angels and ribbons and a lot of trees. So that's me. But to you, it may be a little bit different. One of the good things that, in terms of art, what they say the Renaissance brought to visual arts was going from a 2-dimensional framework to a 3-dimensional framework. So you had a lot of things that held up the idea of perspective. So some of y'all are just ringing in your cogs right now in your brain like perspective. So keep that energy, because Renaissance really is a rebirth of thought, of different mind frames. So imagine taking all your images and going from 2D to 3D. And I'm going to relate this to modern day times, because Renaissance right now, to me, is a description of the period that we are in right now. everything around you is AI. Everything is a new rebirth right before your eyes. So how do we deal with this if you're stuck to the traditional ways of living or natural ways? I can say that too. Now we're surpassed that. You got to get past being a millennial or whatever. Now you're Generation Z. And what's after Z? ZZ? I don't know. But what I do know is that going toward the future, all of us have to adapt. All of us have to survive. All of us have to do more than survive, but we have to thrive. And so I want to infect your mind with the ideals of where we are and where we can go. Now, you may not want to follow me. You may want to get out there and just wing it yourself. Now, if you haven't seen The Walking Dead, you're better. We're greater in numbers, and it could make or break us. So you better have some camaraderie. You better be on the same page, because you never know when you too might be voted off of said island. But I'm not here to scare you. What I want to do is to tell you about this Renaissance spirit. And brothers, it wasn't just about the pretty paintings. Like I said, it was about rebirth, revolution, and also mostly cross-disciplinary mastery. Okay, this is men back then. The Renaissance men today, you must be versatile. You must be multi-talented and also insightful. Okay, so that's the spirit I foster in this mastery group. And of course, during this digital age, the concept, it comes every day almost. Something is brand new. Once you open your social media, you go to work, maybe there's a new system. For me, I find that we have to define these new identities every so often, almost yearly now. Imagine that. You have to almost redefine yourself periodically with the roles that are rapidly changing this world. So even me as a remote worker, my day job, I have at least 2 or 3 laptops I'm juggling between an 8-hour period to make all my tasks happen. I have people who rely on me to be there for a conference call, have certain backdrops, I have certain outfits, I have certain conversations off camera. And one thing I knew, I can adapt if I have to go to a library or if I'm in a hotel, if I'm working across the country. And this is a new way for my remote position. And usually, I remember when I first started remote, I was stuck to just a desktop. And it was cool because I was at home. Ain't nobody bothering me. I'm in any outfit I want to be. There was not as many conference calls. Wasn't anything to get on video. I had my tasks. I was getting emails, and that was cool. But now, yeah, there's all kinds of meetings. And maybe it's because I excelled and moved up in my career. Who knows? All I do know is that I'm not alone. And I know that a lot of the remote workers and tech workers right now are having to battle, or I say not even battle, but you're in the position to try and get a new job or a new contract. They're going to balance whether or not we could keep you as a full-time remote or now a hybrid position. So having to adapt and be multifaceted is part of being a Renaissance man or woman. We know we're talking about men right now. And just as the historical Renaissance was a period of cultural and artistic and intellectual revival, today's men can embrace their own Renaissance to navigate and thrive in the complexities of modern life. So I'm pretty sure you're following me now at this point. So what I really want to do, I want to get to the solutions that, and it's not a problem, but to call it a solution, but if there is actionable steps to living your life in today's time, where, take what we're doing now and be prepared for said future. This is something that we're going to build toward. And once we get to there's another level after that. Okay. It doesn't end. You have to continually adapt. So why not get into the mode of adaptation now? If you start now, you will be able to understand what's happening around you and know how to maneuver. Okay. I'm giving human tactics, survival instinct tactics. And I do want to make sure that we follow a path. So I do know that bridging these diverse expertise areas right now may not be important to you, but you may want to know what machine learning is versus artificial intelligence and even to tech. So I'm really big on people just staying current. One thing, I had a personal story about my dad. It's embarrassing for me because, hey, Pop's not around anymore. But I know that for him, right now, if he would have to have used a cell phone. But I'll tell you, audience, our dad did not like cell phones. Hell, I had a pager, and I had to explain, why am I paying $5 a month to be paged like I'm some type of doctor? Where are my patients? And I had to tell my dad, even if it was just you and my mom, you're trying to catch up with me, like it's totally worth it while I'm out here on my bike or it's somebody else's house. Or this is pre-cell phones now, so you might as well go ahead and page me and let me know whether or not I need to come home for something. You know what I mean? And most people get it now, but back then, like, he was not hearing it. And then cell phones came out, and he was like, what? You want to still be connected when you leave the house? Like, I guess he thought that leaving the house was his escape away from all the calls. In a sense, it was for everybody back then. Unless you had a pager, of course, and that was pay phones. So you was like, I'm not paying for no call. And on top of that, when I leave the house, I left the house down. You know, so you leave a message on the answering machine. That was his thing. He'll come in and check his voicemail. So just being diverse is one of the main things that you definitely have to consider. Adapting to these changes is the thing that most of us in this world are going to have to deal with pretty soon if you're not already done that. So, and I may run out of time this time. I'm getting to almost a 20-minute mark just in my ramble, but I appreciate everybody who has stuck with me. I just want to take the time to give a shout out to some of the members of my Facebook group, of my TikTok, all the people who, and you know who you are. I've already pretty much told some of you. You keep the engagement going, and I like to go ahead and encourage everyone to stick with me. Join my Facebook group, get with me on TikTok or Instagram, and follow the message. Spread it, because I got a lot of good stuff coming, and I want to make sure it reaches the right people. Whether you're a man, you're a young man, older man, if you know a brother, if you have a cousin, give them a link or two. Let them know, man, you need to check this guy out. He's up and coming. Or you got a lot of good stuff to say, if anything. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, share. Don't forget, call it having class. Y'all are visual learners. But it's comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to share. Yeah, all right, but the first thing I do want to mention, and this is the number one thing, and I put it as number one, is adapting to these changes. Okay, one of the things as a Renaissance man or person, you have to be multifaceted. And when you are multifaceted, you take on problems and challenges, and you're happy to try and come up with a solution. Traditional roles for men are evolving, whether we like it or not. Okay, we're modern. In a world that is increasingly, they value emotional intelligence now and equitable relationships, and of finding opportunities to break free from the outdated stereotypes. I get it. We don't like to be in a box, most of us, and you're putting us in boxes. And man should be just good enough. These guys talk about red, blue colors, alphas, Greeks, spirit animals. A man is good enough. If you don't get that, then you're perpetrating, playing yourself. You're trying to customize. And what did Khalid Muhammad say? You'll homogenize, pasteurize. But let me stop. Okay, I'm gonna get there, but I'm not gonna get there today. Right now, I just want to let you know these stereotypes are just jacking us up. I'm gonna pause for the cause because man is good enough. Personal renaissance that you encourages men to explore new ways of thinking and being. Okay. We have roles that are more flexible and responsive to today's societal needs. That's the key. And I'm gonna get into a little bit more on how we live our lives while we're adapting to change. Now, along the way, and I may not have time for this, I really appreciate those who are attending and are listening. I do have more to go, and I'm long-winded. I get it. If y'all still are keen to hearing my voice and y'all want to tune in next week, I'm gonna get into the rest of this because I'm gonna tell you what a Renaissance man is and how it can be useful for the future. Men are the leaders. We are the strongest. We are made to be able to hold the weight of our women and our children, whether it's emotional, knowledgeable, logical, all of it. You are the center that holds it together. There are so many elements that you are able to use as tools. Your children are tools, your woman is a tool, your family is a tool, other brothers are tools. You are the node of the network. Understand that, okay? So I am merely a node trying to reach out to other nodes in this online network, and I appreciate your time. Next week, we're going to get into a little bit more on embracing the Renaissance as a lifelong learning. There's a lot to go with that. And I think each week I'm just going to break it down until we get through. There's only really 5 points that I want to make. And, each week may not just hold just one. I might just do a couple of them at a time. But like I said, I really appreciate you. There's more to this message coming soon. All right. So before we get out of here, I definitely want to address the men who are part of the Renaissance PenMenShip program. So your assignment this week is to consider all the roles that you have in your life and journal. This is your journal entry, of course. So I asked these guys to go ahead and journal something that helps with understanding your position. And they have vocabulary words to look up, so every man should understand. And I don't care what dictionary you look up, the more you're curious, the more you will understand these words and the spells behind them. So let me see your words today. Adaptation. So adaptation, survival, thrive, intelligence, smart, and the last one, the sixth one, is mathematics. And so we'll talk about that in our group meeting. But for right now, I do want to thank you again for tuning in. And pick up a new skill this month. Let's pick it up and aim to master it, whether it's culinary arts or coding. Get that Renaissance man versatility on lockdown. There is also a need for web design skills. Can elevate your digital artistry. I encourage anyone to get into web design. Renaissance maestros know the gig. They push boundaries, combine disciplines, and become timeless legends. Gentlemen, your masterpiece awaits. Wield your talents, nurture your growth, and curate your own life's gallery. Yeah, and remember, bros before hoes, but not before the women in our lives. Take care of the children first, but first, know that yourself is the law and you are the master of your masterpiece. Don't forget to subscribe, support the channel through PayPal. Our links are in the description or comments. Please leave feedback and love, like, and share. Be balanced and safe. I'm gone. Coach Rahm out.
Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video and agree with the content, Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more meaningful content for you. Until you come back, remember Coach Rahm says to find your center and stay balanced. Bye for now.